law enforcement fights crime in our neighborhoods. The eyes and ears of the community can prove vital in these efforts. Stay vigilant, your tip could crack the next case. This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome to this week's edition of Acadiana Crimestoppers, the show which partners law enforcement and community to help solve and prevent crime on our streets. In this episode, we will cover the crime of the week parish by parish. We will also talk Lafayette Parish's Most Wanted with Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas. And we'll have a discussion with Joe Anderson, Public Information Officer with Opelousas Police, about how his department is tackling crime in Opelousas. But first, we begin tonight in St. Martin Parish, where investigators with the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office are still trying to solve a April 2018 homicide. They need your help finding the suspect. Here's Sheriff Beckett Bro with the crime of the week.
Hello, St. Martin Parish. Investigators with the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's assistance in reference to a December 2019 unsolved homicide. On the morning of December 13, 2019, deputies with the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a body of an unknown black female that was located off of Rookery Road in Lake Morton within Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. She was later identified as Latricia Jobert, 26 years of age, of Lafayette. Following further investigation, St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office investigators were able to determine that she was the victim of a blunt trauma. Anyone with information regarding this homicide is asked to report it to St. Martin Crimestoppers by calling 337-441-33 or by the P3 Tips app. Of course, anyone who has information will remain anonymous, and your tip, leads to arrest, will be eligible for award. Look, St. Martin, we have unsolved homicides, and it's sitting on our desks, and the families are not sleeping. We're asking for your help. Put the families, give them peace. Put the victim to rest. Give us information. Like I said, your information is anonymous, and working together, we can make a difference. A difference making St. Martin Parish a safer place to raise your kids and raise our families. God bless.
In St. Landry Parish, investigators need your help capturing 4 suspects wanted for the theft of dirt bikes in Arnoldville. Here's more in our Crime Stoppers report.
You're watching St. Landry Crime Stoppers.
Corporal Christian DeVille with the Arnoldville Police Department comes to Crime Stoppers and asks your help in identifying 4 subjects involved in a burglary and theft of dirt bikes.
On August 4th, 2025, the Arnoldville Police Department received a complaint of a burglary and theft of dirt bikes from West Railroad Street. Security footage shows 4 subjects leaving the property with 3 recently purchased dirt bikes. Officers were immediately dispatched to the area. The dirt bikes had air tags and they were tracked to a canal behind 326 Highway 347 in Arnoldville. The dirt bikes were recovered, however, the identity of the 4 suspects are still unknown.
Anyone with information on the identity of these suspects is asked to contact St. Landry Crime Stoppers at 948-TIPS. Remember to download our P3 app and tap the app and say it here and submit your anonymous tips. On behalf of the St. Landry Crime Stoppers Board, the Arnoldville Police Department, Corporal Christian DeVille, the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Bobby J. Guitros. Thank you and have a blessed day.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crime Stoppers at 948-TIPS. You could earn up to a $2,500 cash reward.
Lafayette police are looking for a suspect in connection with a weekend shooting that left a juvenile in critical condition. Sunday evening, Lafayette police officers were called to Associate Parkway following a report of a shooting. When officers arrived, they found a juvenile had been shot. The victim was brought to a local hospital. The investigation continues. If you have any information, call Lafayette Crime Stoppers at 232-TIPS. In Lafayette, a thief strikes in the dead of night, rolling away with a trailer full of lumber worth more than 10 grand. Now Lafayette Crime Stoppers and the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office are turning to the public for help. The heist happened around 2 a.m. Saturday at the corner of Rim Road and 306 Sidney Martin Road. Authorities say the stolen trailer was loaded with $10,500 worth of lumber. If you know anything that can help identify the suspect, you're asked to call 232-TIPS. Authorities are asking for your help identifying 2 people accused of shoplifting at the Albertsons on Ambassador Caffrey Parkway. Police say both women entered the store and got several bottles of body wash, which were later concealed under clothing and in their purses. Meanwhile, one woman placed 3 children's book bags in her cart. While an employee stopped the woman attempting to leave the store, she grabbed the book bags and left on foot with the concealed body washes. Authorities say the other suspect left behind her partner with more than $80 worth of concealed and unpaid body washes. If you know the identity of both women, call Lafayette Crime Stoppers at 232-TIPS. Lafayette police are looking for another shoplifting suspect. This theft happened at Target on Ambassador Caffrey Parkway. According to authorities, the female suspect went into the store with a large handbag. She then selected a school bag and began shopping throughout the store. After, officers say the woman allegedly went to a secluded area, began concealing the unpaid items in her purse and the unpurchased backpack, and then placed the backpack on her back, abandoned her empty shopping cart, and left the store. Investigators say she fled in a black BMW without a license plate. If you know the identity of the suspect, call Lafayette Crime Stoppers at 232-TIPS. Authorities in Lafayette are looking for some fugitives wanted for OWI, domestic violence, among other offenses. That's why we've invited back Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas. So thanks again for coming. You come every week, and it's really making a difference.
It's always good to be here. And again, if it was not making a difference, I probably wouldn't be here. But it's making a difference. You know, people in our area calls and they contact the marshal's office, and we're making a difference, and we're putting people behind bars. You
said especially with the domestic violence people that we air on our program, 2-3 days you're getting calls about them and they're arrested.
Yeah, it's not a person in domestic violence that we have shown that has not been arrested. So we want to keep that going today.
All right, well, here's our first person, so let's bring him up. Stephanie Talikos, OWI first offense, committed OWI in Lafayette, failure to appear to pay the fine. So OWI and not appearing to pay the fines.
A lot of times they might come to court, they might be fined, or they get a court date and people just don't show up. You know, so we can't tolerate that. So what's going to happen is this OWI first offense, and you know, if she sees herself on here or somebody see her and actually know her, contact us. Just let us know, and either she could turn herself in, and that's what I ask most people to do, just turn yourself in.
So at this point, and this is just out of curiosity, if she would turn herself in, could she just pay the fine and clear it up, or would she have any additional charges for not showing up to court?
She would be able to pay the fine and clear it up. A lot of times, you know, I always say arrest is not always the answer. So what that really means is if you come and handle your business, then we work with you. If you do not come in, then that means I have to send my guys out to look for you, and then you can't pay the fine. It's too late. So I tell everybody, if you see yourself up here, contact us. We'll be willing to work with you.
Okay, Stephanie, you heard him. Contact him. Ronnie Bermudez Lizardo, OWI first offense, committed in Lafayette, failure to appear for arraignment. So same boat, OWI and failure to appear.
Now the difference here is he never came to court. The other one came to court and was sentenced to a fine. He never appeared in court. So because he did not appear in court, now, you know, he probably has a bond, or you know, we have to handle things accordingly. And in this particular situation, he chose not to come to court. So, you know, we're looking for him, and once we locate him, then we will make the arrest at that time.
But it always looks better when you turn yourself in. It's always better for yourself.
Yes,
correct?
And I always tell everybody, we will work with you. You know, contact us. Get this from, you know, this is behind, you looking behind your back, you're looking around every time. You know, stop, think about it, and just contact the marshal's office, and we'll take care of it, and we will work with anybody who want to work with us.
All right, third person, Jeremy Ryan Derwan, domestic abuse battery first offense, active warrant out of Douglasville, Georgia. So we're crossing state lines with him. Active warrant out of Twiggs County, Georgia. So I'm guessing he lived in Georgia for a while. He racked up charges there, and now he's back here.
Yeah, and I talked about domestic violence. A lot of times with domestic violence, it's somebody who it's your neighbor, it's somebody who lives in the neighborhood. So people see this guy and they'll contact us. You know, during this show, we show several people with domestic violence, and I always come and I say one of the things is we get contacted the day after, no more than 2 days later, in reference to a domestic violence person. And a lot of times they call and they turn themselves in. So we're asking them, contact us, turn yourself in, and you know, it's domestic violence. I don't tolerate domestic violence, and I want it to stop. So, you know, we are looking for you, and we will arrest you.
People just don't like domestic violence. I think if it was my picture for domestic violence, my mom would probably call me in. It's domestic violence. It just can't be tolerated.
You're 100% right.
All right, here's our fourth person. James Angelo Green, domestic abuse battery first offense, committed offense in Lafayette, and failure to appear for court. So another domestic abuse, and he didn't show up to court.
And yes, and again, somebody local, I really expect to get a call from somebody saying that they know him or give us a location. Once you give us a location, it's anonymous. It's not like we're gonna tell somebody a name or anything. You know, it's just to help the community. We want people like this off the street. If you're not gonna come to court, then we're gonna come get you and we're gonna arrest you, and then you're gonna be forced to come to court.
Yeah, and it's to help the community, and it's to help these folks here, because once you clear it, you can get it past you, you can pay your fine or do your time, and you can move on with your life.
And I tell people that all the time, you know, hiding from us, running from us, is gonna catch up with you. So just face what you've done, face your charge, and come to court. That's all we ask.
And I guarantee you in a couple of episodes, he's going to be making a return appearance, and it's going to say captured on there, and probably the other 3 as well.
I guarantee you it will.
All right, so we do have somebody. I was wondering if we had somebody this week, so we do. This is Brian James Aber. I remember him.
Domestic violence.
Yeah, domestic violence. Captured.
Yes, he's one that I talk about all the time. I say, look, somebody gonna contact you. After we did this show, the same day we were contacted about him. And of course, we take the information and we go and we make the arrest. So he's one of the ones that was captured. Domestic violence people, I would tell you when I show you on this show, I would ask you, pick up the phone, because somebody's going to pick up the phone and somebody's going to contact us.
Yeah, and I mean, we love you being a guest. We don't want these people to be a guest on our show. We don't want you out there to be a guest on our show, so just make sure you handle your business. Is there anything else you would like to say about anyone out there that maybe knows one of these people?
You know, just contact the marshal's office. You are anonymous. People in Acadiana really want our community to be a safe place. And so when you contact us and you tell us that, hey, this guy committed domestic violence, I know who he is. This person did an OWI, I know who this person is. You're taking somebody off the roadway that can harm a family member, your family member. So just contact the marshal's office at area code 337-291-8725.
Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas, we always love having you here on Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Police are looking for the driver of a vehicle involved in a hit and run at the Karen Crow business. The vehicle involved is the Dodge truck that you see on your screen. If you know the whereabouts of this truck or the owner, please contact Karen Crow Police at 896-6132. In Acadia, parish authorities are asking for your help solving an overnight motor vehicle theft in Esterwood. Here's Sheriff K.P. Gibson with the Crime of the Week.
Detectives with the Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office are investigating a theft of a motor vehicle from the 1800 block of Myers Road in Esterwood. This theft occurred during the overnight hours of August 19, 2025. The vehicle stolen is described as a 2007 GMC Sierra 2500 pickup, white in color. There's a toolbox and a diesel tank in the bed of the truck. 2 bicycles believed to have been left by the suspects were located at the scene. If you have any information regarding this theft, you're urged to call tips line at 789-TIPS or download our P3 app to report your tip. All calls will remain anonymous and can receive up to a $1,000 cash reward for information leading to an arrest in this case. Be the difference. For Crime Stoppers of Acadia Parish, I'm Sheriff K.P. Gibson.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crime Stoppers at 789-TIPS. You could earn up to a $1,000 cash reward.
The Vermilion Parish Sheriff's Office is accepting applications for the Fall 2025 Citizens Academy. There, citizens will get a first-hand look at the Sheriff's Office operation and learn what it takes to be a deputy. Residents will meet every Wednesday for 5 weeks. They will participate in with a hands-on activity. It will end with a graduation. The program is free and is open to residents in the parish who are 18 years or older. There are 3 opportunities, 1 in September, 2 in October.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome back to Acadiana Crimestoppers. Mr. Joe Anderson, Public Information Officer with Opelousas Police, is joining us now on Acadiana Crimestoppers. Thank you so much for your time today.
We're just blessed to be here and once again to continue to talk about if you see something, say something, and keep us informed where we can continue to keep the community safe.
Yeah, so I've been hearing nothing but good things about the job that the department is doing in Opelousas, and crime rates have gone down. Can you talk about that?
Well, of course, under the leadership of our current police chief, which is Chief Greg LeBlanc, we have seen a great decline in crime because he's a hands-on chief, and he has us out there in the community protecting and serving and doing what we need to do to let the citizens of Opelousas know that we are here and we are here to be that buffer between them and anything that may happen wrong in the city. And we've been very blessed that because we have a community relations with the community and with the chief himself out there in the streets with us, the people know that we're there and we're there to help, to protect and serve because we want Opelousas to be one of the safest places in Acadiana.
Well, it's just like you said, if you see something, say something. So that's kind of going towards public education.
Correct.
And public education is very important in terms of trying to prevent crime as well.
Yeah, this is very true. So like right now, in the season that we're in, first of all, what folks need to always be vigilant about, in my opinion, and the chief stands firm with this too, is stop leaving your valuables in your vehicles. Mm-hmm. And when you do leave your valuables in your vehicles, make sure that you put them in a place where they're not in open view. Because many a times what you come to find out is folks use that as an opportunity to, of course, get those items, be it guns, be it valuables, and steal them from you. You know, they're pulling on doors. Some of you forget to lock your doors, and you leave your stuff in plain sight. We infer that you take your valuables and your weapons and move them into your house at all time. I know we're in a culture where people keep guns in their cars, and that's your right. We're all about the Second Amendment right, but at the same time, please take those valuable items when you're not in your vehicle, especially if you're going to leave your vehicle parked overnight. Take them inside the house with you.
Yeah, and that's really exactly right. And that's one thing we like to stress here on Acadiana Crimestoppers, the public remaining vigilant. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, too, the traffic cameras. You said that has played a big role. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, so, of course, you know, that seems to be the hot topic these days. Mm-hmm. I'm in the position, and so is the chief, understanding this when it comes down to speeding. If you look at the statistics, and they just came out with some national highway statistics, it is speeding in the state of Louisiana that is the third leading reason that people die in the state of Louisiana. So with that being said, these cameras are in place as a preventative measure to let people know if you come speeding through here, you will be ticketed. Because speeding, though it's not a felony crime, is still a crime, and it's a misdemeanor crime until, let's say for example, let's say you're speeding through a 25-mile-an-hour speed zone. You're doing 55 because you didn't pay any attention. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, a child walks out, and what is a speeding incident turns into a vehicular homicide incident if that child is hit and should that child die. None of us wants that. None of us, we always want to protect the elderly and the children. And with these speeding cameras, speeding has reduced in Opelousas drastically. because people know I shouldn't speed through these areas.
Yeah, and the sales tax has also recently passed, and you were telling me that it's 25% of the Opelousas City budget that goes to fire and police. So just that tax passing, that's going to help you guys continue that forward momentum, correct?
Of course it will. And you know, we're grateful to the individuals that came out and voted and supported keeping that tax on the book. When you look at the situation, Trevor, you understand that, first of all, nobody could lose 25% of their paycheck and function like they used to function. Yeah. Had the city of Opelousas lost that and lost 25% of its operational budget, it would have been devastating for the public works, for the fire, for the police, for anything that dealt with city funding, because 25% cut of that nature would automatically had to do with then layoffs. We would have to prioritize things different, but we're blessed that the people came out, they voted, they spoke, and the tax is still in place.
Yeah, and I know we're getting into the new season, right? Football season, and that's what your department's going to be focusing on, keeping those football games safe.
Correct, and not only us, but others, to understand that there is a clear bag policy in place. With that being said, understand what that clear bag policy is, and we have put that on our Facebook page, and I know that St. Landry School System has also put it out there on their page. So you understand that when you go to a game, we want you to be safe, feel safe, and know what the policy is, and know what you can bring into the game and what you can't bring into the game. And with that being said, also know that, once again, I know we're in a hunting state. This is a sportsman's paradise. Leave your weapons at home. Don't put them in your vehicle. I understand some of us hunt, but so much can happen at a game. And we want people to be safe, and we want you to come to the game and to enjoy the festivities.
Okay, so crime dropping in Opelousas. I know you can't speak for the chief, but you can speak about the chief to the public that's watching. What's your last message about what's going on in Opelousas
You know,
right now?
We appreciate what all the people in Opelousas have done. We appreciate that we work together with the community, and that the chief is always there to say we are giving protection through service. So we are servants. We are there to serve. If you see something, say something. If you have an issue, feel free to call the chief, call myself. We answer all calls, and we will sit down and talk to you, and we will try to reason out a way to bring a resolution to whatever the issue is.
Mr. Joe Anderson, a lot of great things going on with the Opelousas Police Department. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome back. Our partnership with law enforcement continues next week. Join us as we show you more wanted fugitives throughout Acadiana. Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas will be with us once again. We'll see what other suspects he is looking for. Also, a one-on-one conversation with Youngsville Police Chief. He'll explain what his office is doing to keep the streets of Youngsville safe. We appreciate you tuning into Acadiana Crimestoppers exclusively on KLFY+. We will be back next week detailing the latest crimes to be solved and perps to be brought to justice.